Hi there. Hello, everybody. From Times Square to Bel Air. Never really heard from Bel Air. Do we have anybody in the Hollywood Hills, in Beverly Hills, in Bel Air, in Santa Monica? I don't know. Love to hear from you. You can only see Barnabas when I come in close. My Barnabas button, which we got at the Tarrytown Music Hall, the Remembrance, the East Coast Remembrance of Dark Shadows 2024, with three actresses that are still kicking in 2024. Ted was first. Ted, saying good evening. Viewing this evening from Vermont. Hello, world. You remind me of that disc jockey sitcom that lasted for a little while with Ronnie Shell and I think someone named Baker. Yeah, I remember it because obviously I would have watched something like that being a radio guy. Um, Mikhail is here. That's Michael G. Hello, Jack. Hello, all. Justin Battinger is here. Hey, Justin, what's been going on with you? You were with us for our Thursday night edition, as many people here were. The Loyal Club. Deborah Lake was here, and she's here again. Fancy Nancy DeMarco. Yeah. Kara Okara. Slaw. Hi, everybody. And someone new, perhaps David Bagley or Bagley. Trump is playing his part, safe and effective. Aloha. Well, that must mean I know where you're from. You're from Camden, New Jersey. Don't go outside at night, okay? That's the only thing I can recommend. Are you in the land of Tulsi Gabbard, Jim Neighbors, and other celebrities that live there? The late, great Jim Neighbors. Pam Donnelly is here. Hi. Hi, how are you? One of our loyal people. Karen Phillips. Hello, Jack. Neo. Hey. Marty Greco. He said he'd be here, and he's a man of his word. Good evening, Jack. Going by fast. Aisha. Wow, it's going by fast. I'll tell you, faster than I can keep up. Saying hello. By the way, I'm going to do content in like 3 minutes. John Cusack and Chiller Theater, the Chiller Theater experience. Talk about your favorite celebrities that were there. So don't go away. I don't want to, turn people off that are just here for content, but then we'll get back to you. I might miss you when I go into things. I don't see the comments. Aisha Acevedo, wow. I'm glad. And Jeanette Fair. Judy Wright, not Betty Wright, the cleanup woman. She really cleans up, leaves it sparkling. You could eat off the floor after Judy Wright's cleaning service does their thing. Sam Sammy. Hello, Jack. Hello, Sam Sammy, as he greets everybody here. Darlene Culberstein, welcome as well, Darlene, one of our loyal people. You're in a volcano in Hawaii, huh? Well, I hope you have your spacesuit on, your asbestos lined spacesuit. I've never been there. My first wife was there. I don't think Karen was there. And David Staten is here. Good evening from Cottonwood, Arizona. You could be my only Arizona listener, though I have had Phoenix a time or two. We're not big in Arizona, so if you're from there, let me know. But remember, when I'm doing content, I can't see your comments. I'll try to flip back, but I could miss it. So wait till you know that I'm not doing content. if you want to say something really important to me. But, talk amongst yourselves like Richard the Lionhearted from West Palm Beach, Florida, with Vivian Lee Lyon. Mr. Jack, well, Mr. Richard, how you feeling? How you doing? How you doing, huh? Huh? Brenda, Miss Bren is here. And, Greg Hines. Howdy, Jack, from Texas. Yes. Gotta come and get some brisket, don't I? Don't I? Oh, and Sammy. Oh, my goodness. I love the color yellow, especially when it's from Sam Sammy or someone just like Sam Sammy. There's only one Sam Sammy. $13.99 on the thanks button. Thank you so much, buddy. We're working towards our goal, and you are helping. Thank you. Hello, Elvis and Bob and Brenda and Ted and Alice and, of course, Copernicus. We always like to acknowledge Copernicus. He's a monk. Bob Joyce is Elvis. I never heard that before, David. What a wild imagination you have, huh? Huh? Give me one similarity. Victoria Matthews is here. Hi, Jack. Victoria Winters. Yes. Where's my picture of you, Victoria, running on the lawn in front of Collinwood? There you are. This is a rare book that I bought off, what's that? NC or whatever it is. It's cute. I wanted to get that, so we got that. That's the hardest one to get in the series, I think. So I scoffed that up. I did, and I've been reading that, but I'm also reading the Lisa Marie Presley book with Riley Keough. Yeah, Dee Lyall's in Indiana, and Shell jumps in. Now, you're going to have a new prime minister soon, aren't you, Shell? I think Trudeau's going to hit the road. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I've been hearing. What will he do then, huh? Will he work at Wendy's or something? Do you have a Wendy's there in Canada? I bet you do. So everybody's here, and I'm going to go to content, okay? John Cusack told me to get lost. He told me to SCRAM. You'll see the picture in the thumbnail of John Cusack pointing, and he's pointing at me. Little old me. I was new to Chiller Theater. I didn't know what protocol was. So I'll tell you that story. There's a lot more to the John Cusack story because we want to do politics, but that's not for here. We have fun on Saturday nights. So maybe in a homage to Rush show, I will do more John Cusack. Okay? I'm a fan, but, still, these people that embrace the progressives are a mystery to me because they've lived in America long enough to know how much the progressives screwed things up. And they want to blame everything on the orange man. He hasn't been in office the last 4 years. So your problems with what's happened in Gaza has not been caused by Trump. Can you figure that out? I hope so. Anyway, let's go to John Cusack here. And then I'll tell you about the Chiller Theater experience. Yes, Chiller Theater. I was there on a Saturday. That would be the 26th, first time I'd ever been. And one actress really, really brought me there. Tell you about that. So let's see here. We'll skip around just a little bit. John Cusack, born June 28th, 1966. That makes him 58 years old. He looks like he's about 40 years old, and he doesn't appear to have had work. So there's more roles in the offering for him because he doesn't step on any toes. He's just what Hollywood loves in the political sense. But he's also a great actor. I would not take that away from him. I've enjoyed him on a number of occasions. He began acting in films in the 1980s, starring in the coming-of-age dramas such as 16 Candles, 84, Better Off Dead, 85, The Sure Thing, 85, Stand By Me, 86, and Say Anything, 89. In the 90s, he began to appear in some independent films and had leading roles in Bullets Over Broadway, Con Air, Anastasia. Is she even here yet? Anastasia, she says. The Thin Red Line in 1998, Being John Malkovich in 1999, High Fidelity 2000, American Sweethearts 2001, and he starred with Hackman, Gene Hackman, in a film that I loved, Runaway Jury, in 2003. He's been nominated for several awards, including a Golden Globe for his starring role in High Fidelity. He was awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So he's had an impressive career to date. I had read that he was doing a lot of independent films, struggling to get those big films now. But he's worth over $50 million. So, you'll do more interesting movies when you start doing independent films. You just got to get people to see it. That's always a challenge for people like him and Armand Asante, but he's a bigger star than Armand because he's been in so many big movies. I'm just looking here through his long bio. My goodness. Political views. Cusack is anti-war, having tweeted, being anti-war is pro-troops, pro-humans. Well, Tulsi Gabbard would agree with that to a degree, except, when you have to fight, you have to fight. But she is certainly not for starting needless wars. She's not for the war hawks that want to keep us in a war all the time. So there is that. So we'll do more on that, on Mr. Cusack's political views, etc., in a future Homage to Rush series. All right. We won't keep you waiting too long for that. That's a show that's looking for an audience. I'm hoping people will give it a chance. We honor Rush Limbaugh, but I don't try to do an imitation of him. We always mention what he meant to this industry, and we try to give you very current political information and what have you. So there's 5 of those shows up. Please watch them if you can. All right. I can go back to the stream while I do an ad lib on the Chiller Theater. Chiller Theater. I'm just looking at the comments real quick. Us old people think alike. Claudette, pretty little Claudette is here. And just looking to see if there's anybody else here that I have not acknowledged. Tyson fight was a disappointment. Not to Mike. He got $20 million and the other guy had 40. Now, why would they give him that much money? I don't understand. I mean, like he wouldn't fight if they said, we'll give you 20 also. And just the amount. I mean, Tyson's a legend, he's 58 years old. He he got an offer to fight for 8 minutes for $20 million, Now, it was clear, though, that this gentleman, what's his name again? John, right? Whatever he is, whoever he is, I guess he became a social media personality. He was in awe of Mike Tyson. So what they were doing pre-fight was just, doing what Ali used to do so well. Talk it up, pretend you're mad, put on a show like when Tyson during the, I guess it was the day before the fight, reached over and slapped his opponent, But Tyson is a more mature guy than he used to be. When one of the interviewers, the sports reporter, asked him why he kept biting his glove, he said, well, I have a biting fetish. Yeah, I guess Evander Holyfield would be able to confirm that. So that was a funny response there. I didn't see it. I didn't buy it on Netflix. It was freezing all over the place. They had more viewers than they could contain. They're going to do some big football where they expect to get about half of that audience. So they got to make sure they have enough bandwidth. Whatever. I always talk about getting Netflix, but now that Dexter's coming back on Showtime in 2 different series, I'll be having that for a while. And Karen wants to see The Gilded Age on HBO Max. And then those Sex in the City girls. I think in the next round of shows they'll be in the nursing home, but I'm not positive. That's just a rumor I heard. I don't know. So Chiller Theater, yeah, they've got the brochure here. They put some A-list stars in a particular ballroom. There were so many rooms. I was astonished. Now we got in for free. Karen has a relative who works there every year, and we got in for free, and it's only an hour drive. So I knew I'd have to go. I knew there would be some money involved because I knew an hour drive. So I knew I'd have to go. I knew there would be some money involved because I knew that there was somebody there from 90 Day Fiance, and Karen was definitely going to want their picture with this person. In the Noble ballroom where the biggest stars were, except for a few that were in other locations, because it's only so much room in the Noble ballroom. It's not that big. Unless they had it half closed off to make another room out of it. So John Cusack was there. Tom Wilson, that's Biff from Back to the Future. Mira Sorvino, Amy Yazbek. I'm just trying to give you the names that I know. Mike Starr, if you've seen Goodfellas, if you've seen 1,000 cop shows or bad guy, mafia type guy, Mike Starr, maybe you can see it here. You'll know the face of Mike Starr. Yeah, it's hard for me to, but he's down there in the last row just before the Silicon Room. I would have, liked to meet him and got my photo, but you can only do so much. And it's one of those actors that you've enjoyed him on screen, but you can't really think of, exactly one movie that you can point to. I wasn't a huge Goodfellas fan. Vicki Lawrence was there as well. Vicki Lawrence was in the Noble Room. And but in the Silicon Room was the person that really, when Karen told me she was going to be there, I said, well, let's go. I mean, you can't do any better than getting in for free to your first Chiller Theater at the Hilton Hotel in Parsippany, New Jersey. Yeah. So Kate Jackson was the reason that I wanted to go to Chiller Theater. She had her own room, but she wore a mask. She was the only one doing that. She's just turned 76. She was a few days from turning 76 when we saw her there. And so she had her own room, and she had a long line. There was a guy at the door who would look after her if need be, but also he would let so many people in and then stop you, and you'd have to wait. She had a bunch of pictures there from her various roles over the years, everything from Dark Shadows, where she began her acting career as Daphne Harridge, to then she played the nurse on The Rookies, which is where I kind of fell in love with her, which started in like 1972, something like that. She was in Night of Dark Shadows after the original series was canceled. David Selby did Night of Dark Shadows. Jonathan Frid refused to do it, so the whole script had to be rewritten. Even though House of Dark Shadows with Jonathan Frid was a huge success, but he was tired of being typecast as a vampire. He had other plans at this point. And, of course, then she soon went on to Charlie's Angels, Scarecrow and Mrs. King. and it's said in the flyer here in the program that she would be wearing a mask. It was up pretty high, and so we found her room and I saw her. She was way up there, maybe 10 people ahead of us. I looked at the pictures. Well, she's one of the higher priced people that were there, to have a 8 by 10, which I assume she would sign and take a picture with her. It was $100. That's not a crazy amount, but there's a lot of people there. And I really wanted for Karen to be able to see her 90-day fiance star and I took the picture with her for that. So, and then Catherine Lee Scott from Dark Shadows was there. She was also in the Noble Room. She was also that's Maggie Evans. So it was this huge amount of people. I never saw anything quite like it. Hundreds and hundreds, thousands of people, I suppose, and all these vendors with these CDs and DVDs and all these toys and all this, supposedly spooky stuff. Because not everybody that was there obviously has a reputation for being in a spooky show. Well, Kate Jackson was in Dark Shadows, so that qualifies her, but many of them didn't. So we got in there, and I'm starting to think, I got a tight budget, tighter than I've ever had. And do I want to spend $100 because she's wearing the mask pretty high? And I just made a decision not to do it. I made a decision not to do it. So I didn't get my picture taken with Kate Jackson. Karen wanted her picture with Catherine Lee Scott. I was in that picture. And then I took the picture with the 90-day fiance star. It was hard to find a place to park. And we had to park up on the lawn, up the hill, which was good because that was free parking. If you park down around the hotel, you have to call a phone number and let them know you're here, like they don't already know with the cameras. And then you pay a fee to park there, So, but we avoided that by parking up on the grass up the hill. So we were there for a while and we soaked it in, our first experience. Molly Ringwald was there, and she was astonishingly Molly Ringwald looking. I mean, the bright red hair and not a line on her face. And she had a lot of people. Some people were there, but they weren't there, like 99-year-old Barbara Bain had been there on Friday. I don't know if she wasn't feeling well. Maybe she didn't get the kind of response she was looking for. She was resting in her hotel room, whatever. Not 99, I'm sorry, 92. 92 from Mission Impossible. I think the only surviving cast member from that show. So her table was blank. Deidre Hall was supposed to be there, and I don't know. She could have been. Some of them would take lunch breaks for a long time, So I didn't see Deidre Hall. I saw her in '98 when we were outside the NBC studios in Burbank. That goes back to my first marriage. So we stayed just for a couple of hours, and that was that. But it was an interesting experience. I'd never been to anything like that. There's a lot more stars that were there, like Tommy Chong, Larry Matthews, who was the little kid on the Dick Van Dyke Show. This gentleman here, Daniel Rutiger, I don't know, but you've seen his face. That guy down there at the bottom. Some of these names are hard to pronounce. But it was a fun few hours. It didn't stay a long time. Didn't really buy anything. It's a hard sell selling DVDs these days. Not a lot of people use their DVD machines, but you can pop it into most computers. So I guess that kind of saves the day. So that was Chiller Theater for us, 2024 in Parsippany, New Jersey. There you go. Hi, everyone. It's Gil George from outside Nashville. That's right. So basically, I do the content for the replay crowd. That's basically how it is, because the replay crowd comes in and they don't feel as much of a part as if they're in the live chat stream. And the live chat stream, if I'm not talking about Bob Joyce, it's a long shot as to how many people will actually pay attention to what I say. But that's okay, because I'm happy everybody is having a good time. It seems like you are. And this is true of other live streams too. I notice it. Um, One time, I think I told you this, Creflo Dollar, I was watching him, and he started yelling at the people in the the chat stream, because he was making what he thought was a important spiritual point, and they were talking about the Trump versus at the time it was Trump versus Biden election. So he got mad at that. He says, I wouldn't usually comment on this, but Tammy DeVille is here. She's upside down. Somebody reach over and turn Tammy right side up. Can we do that? Because all the blood is rushing to her head. Yeah. Shell is playing the piano, but not well. Not well. I mean, she can barely play chopsticks, if the truth be known. This is probably Shirley under the name Henry A. Bradley. See, I do remember that. Hey, Jack. Well, hello. Welcome to you. And then there's Blanca Van Lerop. Tomato. Can't we just change that to Smith or Jones? How about alias Smith and Jones? Anybody remember that? Roger Davis from Dark Shadows took over after Peter Duell decided he didn't want to live on planet Earth anymore after the first season. And so I'm glad you're here, Shirley, under the name Henry, unless it's really Henry. Oh, yes. Jody Smith. Evening, Jack. How are you, Jody? Welcome. One of our most loyal people here. Been with us for quite a while. And let's see what's going on the email. Got a little bit of a Jonathan Harris interview to play for you. Just the audio. We're doing like a radio show here, only on the video. Jonathan Harris was Dr. Zachary Smith on Lost in Space. I don't know if there's any Lost in Space fans here in the live stream. Maybe there is on the replay. I can just tell you that this is one of those interviews I love so much. I've played it like 12 times. He just does a great storyteller of how he started on Lost in Space. There's one curse in there, sort of towards the beginning. So, but I don't think anybody hasn't heard the word that he's going to say. Irwin Allen created Lost in Space. And let me go to, someone else now has written about their visit to Household of Faith, our latest video talking about the visiting Bob Joyce's church experience. That's up now, and it's doing pretty well. It's not setting the world on fire, but it's doing pretty well. So check that out. So I'll read Brenda's story, but I won't read it on air. I'll read it and see if we could put that on air. Parts of it. You can always tell me what parts you don't want. But she has visited. I said your name, didn't I? Just the first name. It's not Brenda Noyce, I can tell you that. But she's been there 3 times, so hopefully we'll be able to share some of that with you. And I'll look at those images later on as well. So, again, thank you, Sammy, for hitting the thanks button. That's right here in the video. If replay crowd, you don't find the thanks button right away, um, it will appear eventually, but go to another recent video and you can hit the thanks button there. A better way is Cash App. Cash App, Media Guy 56, MEDIA GUY 56, lowercase letters for Media Guy 56. That would be very much appreciated. Any amount is good, small or large. Small or large. It helps us out so much, so much. We are here in November of 2024. So I'm looking at my choices in front of me here, and I'm not going to do the expanded John Cusack right now, even though it was such a big hit here. Oh, let's see. So before I go to Jonathan Harris, let's just hang out for a little while with you. Go down to the bottom of the list. Now, Sam Semi, 99 cents on the thanks button. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much for hitting the thanks button here. It definitely brings us closer to our goal. There's like a minimum goal that I need for this all to make sense. And so Sammy, $13.99 and 99 cents. I appreciate that very, very much. Huh. All right. That's right. Aisha is in the land down under. The land down under. Tyson sold out, somebody said. Sammy. I don't know. Yeah, he's 58, and it became apparent. Someone said that it looked like he was 2 minutes. He drew an incredible audience. So just the money they got from Netflix alone, and Netflix made a ton of money too, but disappointed a lot of people. They said the stream was freezing in many locations and just was overloaded. It was overloaded. I'm not really a big boxer, but I did watch Ali back in the day, and Smoking Joe Frazier, and then Evander Holyfield and Tyson. I would watch their big fights if I didn't have to pay for it, that kind of thing. I don't think there was ever a fight that I did a pay-per-view on. I don't think so. Well, we've got 80 people watching right now. I don't know if the Grand Patriarch is still here. Downtown William Brown is here, if I didn't say that already. Jody says, I've been noticing all these stores, all the Christmas things look very commercial, more than years past. Yeah, I mean, with each generation, we get further and further away from God. Each generation, traditional values depart. That's why it's just weird now. Even though you still hear Andy Williams and on the radio, and that's kind of cool, Dean Martin or what have you. I don't blame these companies. They're anticipating. They were anticipating Trump was going to win. Well, that's something a whole lot of liberals have to get used to, and they have to realize that they should have never handed their party over to the progressives. I mean, even AOC has toned it down. I don't know about Rashida. She's a hopeless case. We'll soon be getting rid of Cori Bush and the guy who hit the fire alarm. Two complete dopes, in my opinion. Heather's here. Hi, Heather. Been a long time. I know that you may be here when I don't know it, but I'm glad when you say howdy. How's things going with you? You're part of the, if we were here 2 years ago doing this, and we were, it's hard to believe you were with us then. Not too many people here can claim that. So good to have you. Trump's the plumber. Yes, he's going to get us unclogged, is what he is. Our nation's all clogged up. He's going to flush the what down the drain?